So my name is Genesis Martinez. I was born in Honduras, but I live in New Jersey. I've lived there for about 14 years. I am the oldest of 10. We're pretty mixed between my mom's side and my dad's side. It's fun being the oldest because I get to boss everyone around and just take care of everyone. And so I've been at BYU Idaho for about a year and a half or so. I'm a transfer student from New Jersey. And then I've just always had a psychology major, so I've always just stuck to being a psychology major, but I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work with people and just help them and work with mental illness. And so I've just always been trying to figure out what I want to do exactly. And then I got an email with the Q&A for the internship, and I almost didn't show up. I was just like, oh, it's fine, I'm not gonna go. But then I ended up deciding to go, and it seemed really interesting. So I applied because I will be graduating in about a year and a half. So when they came to do the Q&A, it was about 2 years after graduation. I was finishing up sophomore year, so I was like, okay, well, pressure, I need to figure out what I want to do. And so the internship just came up, and I was like, this is a good way to expose myself and figure out what I want to do. So I applied, and I got accepted, and I was like, wait, this is a mistake. I'm going to get an email in a couple minutes saying that it was a mistake. And yeah, so it just happened where it all fell into place. So this is my on-track, actually, at BYU Idaho. So it's kind of deciding if I wanted to put off a semester and take the internship. But I knew that this was something good and I should probably take the internship. So I did, and it's been definitely great. I've learned so much, and it's taught me just what I want. I figure out what I want to do. I've kind of always had promptings with you like public speaking, and then you like helping people, and working with mental illnesses and disorders and things like that. So look into communication as well, or then social work kind of came into play. So I was like, okay, what am I doing? What do I need to do? And then so the internship has basically just guided me to figure out what I want to do. I want to do advocacy for mental illnesses, and I've been exposed to ways that I can get there, or ways that I can help myself to the steps that I can take to get there and really figure out what I want to do. And so my mentors that I've worked with throughout the internship have helped me a lot in that, especially these last 2 weeks. I've had a lot of clarification on what to go for grad school in, and then what steps I want to take. And so it's just been really awesome because I had no idea what I wanted to do, and now I get that chance, and I feel good of the directions I've taken. And I've had mentors here that have given me feedback, or have given me options of the different paths I can take. And so it's definitely been really helpful. Yeah, and I've worked with Dr. Jensen, so he's a pediatric psychologist. So he works a lot with kids, but with the studies, we do a lot of basically, if this is a factor, does it affect this? So one of the studies that I've been working on is called exercise duration, and we basically are trying to see if the length of exercise has an effect on adolescent brains. Will they eat more, thus making them gain more weight? And so I've been working a lot with that so the study started when I started the internship, so I've basically been a part of it since it started. I've gotten really attached to it, so it's really sad to kind of be, having to leave it behind, just because I've learned a lot with my communication skills, responsibility. I've done a lot of things on my own. They've trusted me enough to be okay, so you go and take this participant on your own. Or you'll be in the lab by yourself, but you're going to be doing this. And so having that knowledge that they trust me enough for me to be in charge of, taking care of a participant and explaining them the rules and working with the parents with parental consent, I've had to put myself out there and use communication skills that will help me in wanting to work with advocacy for mental illness. So I've developed that skill. So it's been really awesome just to basically like strengthen certain skills that are going to help me in what I want to do. So it's been great. It's just I was exposed to an opportunity. Sorry. I will be the first one to graduating, so my parents didn't graduate, and so just having certain opportunities and to know that there's people out there willing to help is something that has definitely kind of given me like, oh, you can do this. Like, was there someone rooting for you? I've actually just I'm getting full tuition for the next 3 semesters at BYUI, and those are my last 3 semesters. And I've had to write a thank you letter. And it was just I take it as very humbling because there are people out there that want to help you and see you succeed. And it's not easy because there's certain benefits that I don't have because I can't get financial aid, for example, from the government and things like that. And so seeing that there's people out there that are willing to help, it's very humbling. And so I think it's just thank you, and like that just sums it up because there's so much gratitude that, and it also pushes me to want to work harder because there's people that are giving what they work hard for so that I can have a chance to provide for myself and for my family. It's just a very humbling experience. And so that's what this has been too, to know that there's people that have reached out and like, we want to give you this opportunity because we want you to have more doors open, where I think that if I didn't have this internship, I would probably still also be very kind of lost in trying to figure out what I want to do or stuck. Especially financial situations are very hard. And so that people are willing to help is just a very humbling, and you feel the love even if you don't know them. And I think that's been very great. And so there are so many more students out there that deserve help and work really hard. And so they deserve an opportunity as well to increase skills or have people and know that people care for them and want them to succeed.